At Taurus Law, our passion is to open paths to opportunities for people. We're your team when you need help with family and employment visas, criminal defense, and serious accidents.
I'm Karina Torres, and I keep our clients informed throughout every step of the process.
I'm attorney Joanna Dogo, and I help immigrants pursue the American dream.
Hi, I'm law clerk Sajmir, and I support the attorneys at our law firm in helping you.
We're the Taurus team, and we're here for you.
Welcome everybody to Immigration Talk with Cary and Sajmir, as every week, every Friday at 12 p.m. the best immigration talk show out there. And it is my pleasure and absolute privilege to be here with like a lot of questions that I have, and these few days they've been a little bit, with a lot of stress. There is a lot of questions, and I have these questions written down, and I am so humble and honored that attorney Cary and Sajmir, they gave me the opportunity to be here with them.
Hi.
Hello everybody, and welcome.
Welcome to our show.
Yes, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to actually ask you guys some questions that I know the community, they've been talking about all of this. So do you want to begin with the questions already, or is there anything else that you would like to add before we start?
Well, I just want to welcome everybody today, Friday. We are trying to be here every Friday so that we can give a service to the community. We can answer immigration questions that come up, and just be part of our community. And we appreciate all of the feedback that we get. Thank you. Share this show with your friends and family so that they can also be informed.
Yeah, this today's show format is going to be a little bit different. We're doing it in a Zoom conference call format, and Elio is going to ask us a series of questions as they relate to the new changes that are happening with the presidential election. So, Elio, whenever you're ready, you can start with the questions.
Awesome. All right, let's begin. All right, so the first question number one, it is for Cary. So Cary, what immigration policies is President-elect Biden expected to implement once he takes office?
Well, it's a big deal because right now President-elect Biden has such a different philosophy from the current president that we have, President Trump, that a lot of immigrants are excited and hopeful, very hopeful that President-elect Biden is going to bring some positive changes to the immigration system, especially reform that's going to open more avenues for legalization for people that need it. So specifically what we believe and what we've been reading and hearing through our legal channels, is that President-elect Biden, his administration will be restoring DACA, and will be doing away with the travel ban, the so-called Muslim ban, that targets people from different Muslim countries having a hard time coming into the U.S. And he's also going to likely do away with a new restriction that has been put on people trying to get green cards. It's called the public charge requirement. And Sajmir is going to talk about that a little bit later. He's also going to do something interesting. He's going to, he's said that he's going to do this. He's going to put a moratorium, a stop on deportations for the first 100 days. So until his officials can determine who are the individuals that really should be arrested, detained, and deported. It looks like he's going to go back to the Obama era guidelines for detention and deportation, which really focused on serious criminals. For example, when Obama was president, there were certain guidelines that did not allow ICE to detain people that didn't have a serious record. Like, for example, if you got stopped for driving while license suspended, it was unlikely that you would be detained for such an offense. But right now, the way it's been since about 2017, you're driving with no license, a very minor charge. You don't have a prior record, and you will be detained and likely deported. Under the Obama guidelines, we had a more lenient system where that wouldn't happen. The other thing is that he's going to be reviewing the temporary protected status programs. These are the temporary protected status programs that have been phased, that the administration, the Trump administration, has tried to phase out, which has had many people very nervous about losing their protected status. The other thing is he's going to clean up the asylum situation that we have right now. Right now, we have a lot of restrictions on asylum that are leaving people stranded in Mexico. For example, people that have valid asylum claims are not being able to come into the country. They're being held in Mexico. So it looks like he's going to try to make a change with that. Right now, it's the so-called Remain in Mexico policy that it looks like he's going to be doing away with. And the other thing that was in effect while Obama was president was a program that would allow foreign minors. These are young kids from other countries that have parents in the U.S. that are documented. They're allowed to come over and be legal here in the U.S. That program was stopped. That program that reunited parents that had a legal status in the U.S. with their minor children from abroad. That program was stopped, and it looks like that program, there's a possibility that that program could be reinstated, because the purpose of that program was to prevent the unaccompanied minors from from making that journey from their country here to the U.S. because it's so dangerous. So hopefully we would see that happen, and we would see the reduction in unaccompanied minors coming to the U.S.
Wow.
And then we'll see all of the other things that he might put into place for reform.
So it looks like these new policies may be a good thing that could happen, especially for the immigration community, the international immigration community, right? It's going to help.
Yes.
It's gonna be opening new doors, right?
Correct. New ways for immigrants that don't have a possibility for legalization to become legal and come up from being from underground. Like right now, a lot of people live a life in hiding, from the government.
Yeah, no. I mean, I am very happy that I am able to ask you these questions, and you guys can answer them, because I know that not only in Gainesville, North Central Florida, but also the international Latin community, they are very concerned about what is going to happen, how is it going to happen. And actually, this is leading me to my next question about how is it going to happen. So how hard, Cary, would it be for President-elected Biden to change the Trump immigration policies, the policies that they've been installed already? How hard would it be for Biden?
If a lot of the policies that have been implemented by President Trump have been through executive orders, that means through orders that the president has done himself without Congress involvement. So once there's a new president sworn in, that president can come in and undo all those executive orders and put in new executive orders with his philosophy and his policies.
Okay.
So it's not going to be hard for Biden to come in and change a lot of the things that President Trump has done in the immigration system.
Awesome. And how long do you think it's going to take for Biden to actually put his new policies in effect?
Well, we are going to be very watchful of that. Our hope is that he's going to do some things relatively quickly because he can do it through executive action. And there's some serious problems going on in our system right now. But what concerns me is that we have other things going on, like the pandemic, and we have the economy, we have healthcare. So I'm concerned that those major issues will take his attention away from immigration. So we'll see how much pressure the immigrant community can put on lobbying for the changes to happen.
Awesome. And this question actually is going to Sajmir because I see like Sajmir is a little quiet over there. But he's there.
Just waiting for my turn, Elio.
So Sajmir, thank you thanks to you as well for giving me this opportunity. I wanted to ask you, what do you I said for this, let me see, this word is a little complicated for me, but my Cuban English, but what do you see happening with regarding the public charge rule?
Well, let me just first say that your English is perfectly fine, Elliot. No worries. What I foresee happening with the so-called public charge rule is, well, first let me just start saying, this rule is a rule that targets low-income immigrants. It's very discriminatory in nature. It gives officials more power to deny visas and green card applications from immigrants who the government determines that they rely or could rely on certain public benefits. This rule has a long history in U.S. immigration law. However, under the Trump administration, the officials were given more power to deny green card applications. Like I said, based on the perceived likelihood that people will use or will use public benefits in the future. Immigrants coming from, who are poor or working class, that come from Africa, the Caribbean, Latin America, or Asia are the ones that are affected mostly from this rule. And for us, for our law firm, I can say, because I've been working on cases, and I can say that it has caused a lot of difficulties for both our firm and our clients, because it requires from the clients so much documentation that it makes their experience with the immigration system very unpleasant. And additionally, this rule runs counter to American values. So Joe Biden has indicated that, once they come into power, that this rule will be done away with. And I am for certain looking forward for this rule to be reversed.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I think if the Cuban community and the international Latin community, of course, is watching afterwards, because they always do, they are going to be so happy because, as you mentioned, I got to tell you from my personal experience, people in Cuba, they used to go, because everybody knows that I am Cuban, so we used to go to the embassy down there in Havana, and you should go like 9 times, and the 10th time they will approve you. So basically, just to make sure that I am understanding, this rule is gonna help now the immigrant to get approved faster, or in a way that they don't feel like they are not getting approved just because the rule is against the immigrant. Is that basically what it is?
Well, once this rule, is done away with, the process is going to become much more easier for immigrants. Now we have this form called I-864, Affidavit of Support. If somebody doesn't, meet the income requirements, they can find somebody who will sponsor them. But this other rule, based on the public charge rule, form I-944, is so much more extensive, and it causes so much hardship.
Wow, this is good news. Good news.
Hopefully, it will be done away with.
Yes, awesome. Well, now I am actually going back to Cary, and this is my question. What do you see happening with the Dreamers?
The Dreamers are excited about the new administration coming in. Because they are very hopeful that the Biden administration is going to reinstate DACA. That is the deferred action for minors that came into this country when they were young and basically were raised in this country, went to school in this country. They have had a protected status a protection from deportation. But during the Trump administration, that protection was rescinded. The program was rescinded. The Trump administration was allowing for people that already had the program to renew, but he cut the time that, I mean, instead of being renewed for 2 years, every year the people would have to renew. But now what we're hoping for is that Biden is going to come in and he's going to reinstate the program so people that qualify, new applicants, can apply, right? So it's not necessarily just people that have had it in the past, but new applicants would be able to apply. But most importantly, Elio, we're hopeful that the Biden administration is going to create a path to legalization for these people, because the Dreamers just have a deference to deportation, but they don't really have a route to legalization. The DACA program is a temporary status, and there's no one has created a path for these individuals to become lawful permanent residents and eventually citizens of the U.S. So these people have been in limbo for a long period of time. So we're very hopeful that the Biden administration is going to resolve this problem for the Dreamers and give them a route to legalization.
That is fantastic. Cary, we are very grateful, the Gainesville community with you guys for just all these explanations and all this, just bringing the good news and everything that you guys do. This is just amazing. I actually have another question similar to that one, and is that under the Obama administration, the administration intended to provide a program for parents of us, citizen children. So, Cary, do you think the Biden administration is likely to do with such a program? What do you think Biden is going to do with this program?
Well, what I remember is that the Obama administration, before Obama got out of office, his intent was to create a program that gave a deferred action for parents of U.S. citizen children. So it would be a program similar to DACA, but it would be for the parents of U.S. citizen children. But he didn't have time to complete that program, so it never happened. However, we're hopeful that in the Biden administration that program could be revived, that hopefully there could be a way where the parents, the undocumented parents of U.S. citizen children can have a route to legalization. That is something that we're going to be watchful of.
Nice, awesome. Going back to Sajmir now. So, how is the U.S. Asylum Policies likely to change under a Biden administration, Sajmir?
Well, Elio, historically, the United States has been, under federal law, has been able to take up to 125,000 refugees every year.
Wow.
And under our President Trump's administration, that number has been cut almost in half, every year. And I think now we are supposed to take in around maybe 18,000. I've heard as low as 8,000. So going down from 125,000 to 8,000, that's a very drastic reduction in numbers. And I think the first thing that Joe Biden will do, his team, they will bring up the number, bring it back up to 125,000. So we should start seeing more refugees coming into the United States. On the asylum side, the application denial rates, went up through the roof under the Trump administration. And like Cary mentioned earlier, President Trump implemented a policy where asylum seekers had to wait at the border to apply. And I think Joe Biden has indicated that he will do away with that, and the asylum process at the border will become more humane and a lot more streamlined. Also, the Board of Immigration Appeals, where your case goes, if you lose your deportation or your asylum case, that office is run by the Attorney General, who has the power to rewrite or interpret law right away. So the new Attorney General that will be appointed by President Biden in the future is anticipated that he will do away with a lot of the harsh board immigration appeals decisions that were put back into place, and the asylum protections that kept people from being prosecuted in their home countries, that will be put back into place under the Biden administration. And the last thing that the Biden administration will do is it is anticipated that asylum applicants will get their work authorization much easier than they're getting it now, much quicker and much easier.
Oh, wow. So, Sajmir, what do you think is the best way to tackle the root causes of migration? And what do you think the new administration will do in that regard?
Well, that's an interesting question. I think the best way to tackle the roots of migration is to cooperate with those countries that people are fleeing from. I think we should investigate the underlying causes of migration, be they violence, political instability, lack of economic opportunities, etc. And once we identify those issues, the next step should be to work with those countries, with those governments, to offer help and expertise, because the United States, has the resources and the expertise, to help instead of dealing with the migrants once they come to our border. The Biden administration has indicated that they will take steps such as, strengthening regional responses, humanitarian responses, managing migration through refugee resettlements and other legal programs, investing in better technologies, and working with these countries that people are fleeing from, viewing them as partners instead of viewing them as adversaries. So, in addition, when I was doing my research, I saw that the Biden administration has proposed a 4-year, $4 billion package to assist countries from Central American region, to tackle gang violence, improve their legal and educational systems, and implement anti-corruption measures. And I think once these steps are implemented, we should see a reduction in migration.
Wow,
so there's a lot happening there, once the Biden administration takes office.
That is great. You guys are so awesome. I am very grateful that, we have all these answers, but not only answers, but good news, on the way. And I know you guys are our experts opening paths to new opportunities. So we're very...
That's what we do.
Yes. So, and this is my last question for today. And again, thank you so much for having me today. I really hope that, our international community of immigrants has similar questions. I'm sure they do. So this has been so helpful. The last question is for Cary. Is your office prepared to help the people that will need immigration help once the new policies begin out into place? So once all these changes start taking place, are you guys prepared with the volume of cases and the volume of people that they will be needing help?
Yes, Elio. The main thing that we're doing right now is that we're keeping informed. We have a system here in our office where we maintain information coming in, and we maintain our knowledge up to date to make sure that we're ready for any changes that will happen. The other thing is that we have an efficient way of dealing with a multitude of clients at the same time, without losing the personal attention that we want to give to each client. Our goal is that each of our clients feel like they are priority in our office, because they are. We work with Joanna. Joanna's a Dogo. She's another attorney in our office, and she's very, very good with our clients. And we have a communications manager, Karina Torres, and she's very helpful with clients. So in our office, what we do is we hold our client's hand through the process, because no matter what level of education you have, the immigration process comes with anxiety. People feel very anxious about the whole immigration process, but what we try to do is recognize that and make sure that our clients are well informed throughout the whole process, and that we take away some of the frustration that is built into the system, which we're hopeful is going to be reduced under the Biden administration. So yes, we are very able and capable of providing assistance.
We're very hopeful about the future.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I see. I am super excited. Well, now that's been it for me. Those are my questions for today. And again, I'm grateful and honored for being part of this amazing immigration talk with you guys. So hopefully we can have more people. This is actually another question. If anybody wanna kind of like jump a follower in a like conversation like this with you guys, is that even possible?
Definitely, yes. That's what we want. We want to engage with our followers. We want our followers to not only ask us questions in the comments, but if they want to be part of our show, to call us and let us know that they have questions, and we can have them just like we have had you. You've been very helpful because Sajmir and I, we look at things from the legal perspective, but you are in the community, you have your own perspective and questions that you can ask us. So the same with our followers.
Yeah, and I want to
man.
thank you, Elia, for giving us the opportunity to reach the community through your show.
Yes, definitely.
Of course, yes. I am also, that's another thing that I am grateful for, having you guys as my sponsors at Morning Coffee and everything that we do with Torres Law Firm. So if you guys want to add anything else, I'm going to let Sajmir to say goodbye, and I am saying goodbye myself. So I am going to leave you guys with Cary and Sajmir.
Well, before we leave, I just want to remind everybody that they can send their questions and they can call our office for a free legal consultation if they have issues regarding their immigration case. And as always, like our show, share it with friends and family, and give us a like and talk to your friends about it. And we'll see you on our next show on next Friday. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend and be safe. Thank you. At Torres Law, our passion is to open paths to opportunities for people. We're your team when you need help with family and employment visas, criminal defense, and serious accidents.
I'm Cary Torres, and I keep our clients informed throughout every step of the process.
I'm attorney Joanna Dogo, and I help immigrants pursue the American dream.
Hi, I'm law clerk Sajmir Jicola, and I support the attorneys at our law firm in helping you.
We're the Torres team, and we're here for you.